Okay, good evening everybody. Welcome. Hello. Welcome to our incredible day of cooking. I've got a half an hour to slam some sexy oyster cakes on seafood pasta salad in front of you. And I want everyone to know that you can start with different products. You can use matzo meal unsalted to dust your oysters. You can use cornmeal to dust your oysters. You can use Wondra to dust your oysters. Or something really rare, if you've got seafood, if you've ever tried buttermilk, powdered buttermilk on seafood, it's incredible. You can actually make really good trout if you're cooking in a lake, from lake fish. Trout is really good if dusted in buttermilk, along with perch, bass, if you're doing a lot of lake fishing. This is the IP camera that came with the gaming computer we just got. It's the MSI gaming computer, but the IP camera is not that good. The other camera is much better. So I'm going to go ahead and reduce that and get started. I just started up the grills. We got this going on a low flame right here. And we got the water cooking. I'm going to get more aggressive with that. Kick it up to a higher temp so we can get that water boiling so we can make pasta. Now, the kind of pasta I'm going to be making is butterfly pasta. Farfalle is the name. And you can buy any kind of a pasta at the dollar store. I noticed they have tortellini, which is even more interesting. They have spaghetti, they have various other things, but I went with the butterfly just for aesthetics. I also got this can of Cape May clams, which comes from New Hampshire, Atlantic clams. Pretty good stuff over at the dollar store. That's going to go in the pasta salad entirely. This will not be going in the oyster dish. As well as a smoked mussel or smoked oyster container that you can get at the dollar store. I'm going for this because it's got sunflower oil in it. The dollar store one had cottonseed oil, and I don't like cottonseed oil. That's just a personal preference. So I'm going with this one, which I happen to have in my cupboard. I got wholesale for 20 cents a can. Anyway, this is, so the clams are from New Hampshire. The oysters are from China. Or rather, yeah, the oysters are from China, and you can get these for $1 a piece at the dollar store. I've got 2 containers in. I'm going to pop those babies open. I'm also adding a container of mushrooms. This is optional. You can get this at the dollar store as well. So while my pans are heating up, I'm just cracking these cans open, getting them all. I'm going to be using all the juice, every last drop of juice. Oh man, it smells good. I won't be using the juice in the mushrooms though. You can drain that out, and you can also rinse it out, making it cleaner for the meal. So what I do with some of the salted cans, like the mushrooms are pretty high in salt if you've got somebody who's salt sensitive. I try to buy American, but a lot of these are made overseas. Any dollar store. Okay, I'm going to use filtered water, and I'm just going to add it to the container like that. See that? Give it a little shake. Rattle and roll. And then drain it out. That gets rid of a lot of residual salt that you may have, which is not good. All right. And the expiration on the can was 2015, in case you wanted to know. Smells okay. All right, so we are, hey, you have no idea. No, this is a simpleton. You have no idea, man. I'm teaching people how to cook for like $5 here. Yeah, you have no clue. There's no potatoes in this dish. You know, I would go to the Whidbey Island right now and harvest the oysters. Many people do, but frankly, I don't want to get caught without a shellfish license, and I don't want to buy a shellfish license because I'm too shellfish. I don't want to spend $40, $50 for a shellfish license. So I see them nabbing. Fish and Game nabs these people all the time. I saw 4 or 5 families the other day clamming out near where I live, and they were freaking out because Fish and Game was there, and they're really tough. Oh, hey, this is taking me time. I can't talk about that, but they were really upset. A $150 ticket or something, or a $200 ticket. All right, so I don't have time to dilly-dally here. This is a serious dish, and it's going to require a lot of attention, serious attention. We don't have to hook that up today, sir.
It doesn't work like that.
You think it'll work off of a tablet better?
It basically goes to the cloud, and then you can see things on your tablet.
Cool, excellent. Okay, so I'm ramping up to about level 3 and level 6 on the water here. I'm going to throw a little salt in the old water there. There's my salt container. That's perfect. No more than about a couple dashes. It's whenever you cook pasta, you want to make sure it's looking good in terms of a little salt helps the pasta get more flavor. You can get there's now GMO-free pasta on the market. If you go to any store, actually Ronzoni is now touting to be GMO-free, which is interesting. I'm not so sure about this one, but I'm going to eat it anyway because I really am not that obsessed. Some people think I'm obsessed about everything I eat. I'm not. Yes, everybody's voting here. All right, so we're almost ready to drop this pasta into the water. So far, it's been pretty easy, hasn't it? It's no muss, no fuss, right? All right. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and use this time to open my refrigerator. Grab a have an artichoke. I forgot I had an artichoke. Those are cool. I'm going to use tonight a half an onion. Pretty much a whole red pepper. I just took the top off of it when I made another meal, so I'm just going to use the whole red pepper. What I'm going to do is dice this up really well. You don't want to put the label in there. You got to get the label off and give it a rinse job. Always rinse your vegetables. And we're going to use celery. So this recipe requires celery, onion, and red pepper. The red is red because it's sexy. It's sexy. Sexy red. Isn't that great? All right, I got a hot pan here. You can smell the hot pan. It's just cooking away. I don't drink alcohol at all. I don't have any problems too. I'm pretty amazing, I must tell you. I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I mean, I've never met anybody quite like me who's as capable as I am.
You are capable.
Yeah, I am. Okay, we're doing a little cutting here on the board. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me move this over. Okay, this is crunch time in any cooking show if you got a 30-minute segment. You don't want to hurt your fingers. You definitely don't want to. You want to do a thin mince on this, like an 1/8 inch cut, not 1/4 inch. Okay, I got a boil going over here. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Here we go. Okay, when you put the pasta in, you want to give it a little shuffle with a spatula, because otherwise it'll actually cling to the bottom of the pan. Let me see if I can get a good audio stream here. Well, I can't really improve it any better than that. Okay, so we're good? All right, great. Well, my God, man, pull yourself together. Listen to that sizzle. Isn't that great? Let's get those onions on the grill. That's numero uno. Okay. Okay, in the oyster sauce, we have like lots of little oysters here. You see all these little oysters? They're wonderful. They smell great. Oh yeah, it smells fresh actually. And we got the red pepper. We're going to cut that red pepper up in the same manner as we cut the other onion up. we want to make sure it's nice and diced. Okay? And always make sure you have plenty of room on your cooking surface so you don't crowd yourself. I'm going to throw those mushrooms in there right now with the onions. Now that's giving you, it's going to give you a little more bulk when you make this dish. Now the ingredient that I haven't shown you, aside from all the things you can dust your oysters with, is the egg. And the egg is essential in making your oyster cakes. Sarah wants to say hi. Come on in, Sarah. You want to do a cameo? It's up to you.
Do I want to say?
Oh, maybe you don't. Okay. She's just here because she came home. Okay, so I'm going for about
Hi.
Now give that a little cook. Yeah, make sure you don't get sticky on the bottom with the butterfly pasta. I'm going for my French curl knife because that's a little faster for me. That other knife I take on road trips, it's a Cutco. Oh, could you grab the camera? It's not ready to fall.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, now throw those red peppers in there with the onions. And Sarah, I'm going to grab a stalk of celery. You need 1 stalk of celery for this dish. And it's really
I like how you do the show.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to go with 2 stalks of celery because I just realized I've got a nice little pasta salad I'm making too. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I compost everything that we don't use here, so.
Composting is important.
Yeah.
Save the planet.
Now, I am the fastest cook humanly alive right now. There's a Benihana chef that can cook faster than me, but I really don't think he can compete. Okay, I want to thinly slice the celery. Will you look at that? Will you look at that, Sarah? Will you look at that? There's a guy on the internet that's making lots of money with his skit that he does. All he does is walks around and goes, will you look at that? Will you look at how that looks? Will you look at that, Sarah? Will you look at the celery? Will you look at that? And he makes like tons of money because he has like 30 million hits on his website. And all he does is walk around doing that. Add something. All right. Will you look at that? Will you look? Now those celeries go in that pan. Now I'm going to tell you, after you've got your oil on the bottom, your onions on top, your mushrooms, now you're going to put dill weed on top of everything in abundance. Okay? I'd say about a full tablespoon of dill weed or so, level tablespoon. Crank that temperature up to level 5. Watching the boil over here. And you've got to shuffle that beautiful butterfly pasta. Boom. Okay, now I'm going to get the eggs out. We'll go with 4 eggs today. And a partridge in a pear tree.
No pears in this dish.
No partridge either. All right. The Ziploc baggie. Yeah, I'm a lean, mean cooking machine. That's what I'm talking about. You're wondering, what am I going to do with the Ziploc baggie, right? Well, you can figure it out. We're going to crack that container of smoked mussel too. Now that could be smoked oysters, but they sell the smoked oysters with cottonseed oil, which I don't approve of. I'm going to open up the can of clams from New Hampshire too. I would much rather have, they say that a lot of companies are going to sunflower oil because of the GMOs and canola oil and cottonseed oil and all this horrible stuff that people are putting food in. Now remember, save your broth on all of your seafood. It's very important you save the broth.
Bowl or something?
No, I got it. Make sure the can is clean when you open it. Okay, good. We're almost there. I'm going to go ahead and grab a bowl, put the pasta in when it's done. This is an aggressive dish. It has to go up to level 6. So we're at level 6 on both things right now. Keep that on there, and I'm going to add a little bit of water to the top of the steam fry. And remember, I've steam fried before. Just a little bit of water, it really helps the cooking process. Give it a little shake. All right. This is the interesting part. I'm going to get the bowl. I'll go for a big one. Well, last time I did a small bowl and it was not enough. Okay. I'm going to put the bowl right there in the camera view.
There you go.
All right. I think I'm going to get another mixing bowl.
Smaller?
Yeah, because I want to make some eggs. I like this one. All right.
I'll put your celery away.
Okay, I found a... nice. It smells good. Doesn't smell contaminated. Standard sifter, you've got to have that. No, I'm not gay. I told you I like to cook. What the hell's wrong with you people? God, it's disgusting. You're disgusting. How dare you? My God, man! Can you imagine them calling Chef Ramsay gay? You know? My God, man! How dare you? How dare you say that? Pull yourself together! Piss off! Oh, sorry. All right, so we got a roaring boil. We got about an 8-9 minute cook on the pasta. We're only almost done. I'm going to take and drain the oysters into a container, keeping all the juice in the bottom of that. See that? Okay, putting the oysters in this bowl right here. They are disgusting. Oh, sorry. And we're going to put the oysters, these sexy oysters, in here like that. Have you guys ever heard of the concept shake and bake? I think they still sell the product. Shake and bake?
Yeah, I have heard of that.
Yeah. All right. All the juices go together. So we're going to drop the clams in here too. But the clams don't go in this dish. Clams stay separate on the side. As do the mussels or the smoked
They're
can.
eventually all going into the same dish?
Yeah, they are. No, they're not. The oysters will be going in to a hot pan. The eggs are going in with the oysters right now. Get that covered here. So you put all your eggs in there, making sure you don't put the shells in there. Four eggs for this dish. Okay, good. I don't know how Julia Childs pulled this. Give this a good rotation, and then cover that top real quick so it keeps the heat sealed. All right. Now, okay, we're going to take, in my case, I'm going to put Wondra in this container right here with the oysters. I'm going to take and move the eggs and kind of break them up a little bit, kind of shuffle them around, kind of mix them over the oysters like that. And I'm going to take Wonder flour and kind of pour that on top. And you know, I'm going to do a little bit of everything here. I'm going to put the matzo flour in there too. You can use breadcrumbs for this whole thing. What you want to do is get a consistency. I'm going to put a little cornmeal in there too. This will be a unique taste. But I'm not going to put the buttermilk in. That was like from 1975, so. Right. Starting to get the consistency of slime. All right? All right. You're wondering, what do I do with the plastic bag? I don't know, it just felt like, I felt like holding the plastic bag. Okay, this is ready to turn off over here. Let it sit in its own heat a little bit because they take a little longer sometimes. Okay. I'm going to put a bigger pan on this grill here, taking that up to a high temperature and adding some oil to the top. And you want to make sure it's hot before you add oil. Otherwise, pans don't really work well. I'm going to get a lot of hot oil in there. Okay, now take some of this already cooked, almost completely. You can turn that first burner off. It's almost completely cooked. There you go. Take some of that in there. Put that in with the oysters. You can leave some of it behind because that's going to go in the pasta salad. Okay? So a little bit of that cooked mix, already glazed. They call it glazed when you pre-cook it. And then mix it around and add a little bit more Wondra flour to it. Okay. Now I use olive oil when I cook. I think I'm going to add a little more matzo meal. I haven't used this in eons. I'm not Jewish, so I don't even know why I have matzo meal there. But anyway, all right. We got kind of a dusty, oily, gooey kind of a complexion here going on. We're going to get that pan going nice and hot. It is. They can see the pan over there. Okay, great. I'm going to go ahead and put a nice glaze of oil on that sucker. All right. Now you can put a little bit more ingredients like onion powder. I'm going to put paprika because that lowers your blood pressure a little bit. It's kind of nice. For kind of color, paprika. You can put onion powder and garlic powder, whatever you want there on that department. But mostly just dill weed and the ingredients that I just threw in there. All right. Hey, bon appetit! It looks like crap, I agree. It's a revolting, it's food porn, I know. All right. I'm going to dump the entire mix from this container into this hot pan. Kind of spread it around evenly, all the way up to the edge. Okay. Cover up that sucker. I'm going to take the hot, I'm going to actually put the hot butterfly pasta in a colander, and I'm going to drain it. Make sure I have all of this off of here. There we go. Turn that temperature down to about level 3, level 2. I'm going to drain the entire hot pasta into this container so I can pretty much clean it out. All right. Letting the pasta cool off. So then I take it and pour it down the drain. But always run water whenever you're pouring something down the drain. Now you can use this to add any number of things, peas, vegetables from the freezer, but I'm just wasting it. If this was the winter time, I would probably use it as hot water to sit in the sink to keep the place warm. So anyway, that's nice and clean again. All right, and I go back with the pasta inside there, like that. See? I throw this in there, like that, making sure you get all the onions. Give it a good shuffle. Then you want to take all that juice that you had from earlier from the clams, including the clams. Put the clams in there. The juice, all that, And I'm going to crack open this can of smoked mussels, or you can use smoked whatever. I'm going to throw that in there. Okay. And if you want to get more oil out of it, you can. You can put some of the pasta back in it and go like that. But that oil is good soybean oil. All right, cool. I'm going to butter it up. Give it a little shuffle. I'm going to throw it in the microwave. I'm going to run that for 2 minutes on high. High. It's snotty boma obali ubulaheim. No. I'm going to throw that on 2 minutes on high and just, hey. No, I'm not microwaving any oysters. I'm cooking the oysters right now. Well, yeah, I am microwaving a few oysters. Just to heat it up. I just want to make sure there's nothing in the juices. I'm going to giving it a zap with hot pasta, okay? Why am I talking to that, Mike? I'm giving it a zap with hot pasta. It's just precautionary. Thank you. Isn't this fun? Sexy oyster cakes on seafood pasta salad. No, this is faster than prison food. It takes them longer to make prison food. Okay, we got 5 minutes to close in on our hot, sexy cakes. Okay, it's important to have Parmesan cheese. My God, man, where's my Parmesan cheese? My God, where's my Parmesan cheese? Here it is. Very important. Okay, as you see, I'm going to uncover that lid. I'm going to sprinkle the top with Parmesan cheese. Okay. There you go. I'm going to flip all of this in quadrants. One quadrant at a time. Covering it up. I'm going to toss a little bit of water in there so it doesn't stick in the bottom, especially if you're cooking with stainless steel. And this seals in the steam. And add more Parmesan to the top of this. Cover it up with Parmesan or cheddar cheese, whatever. Starting to see the sexy cakes take shape. Okay, I'm almost there with my sexy cakes. All right. Pressing nice and tight. Not to make it too tight. If you need any more oil to lubricate it, you could use more oil to lubricate this, okay? So let's grab some more oil, shall we, and lube this sexy cake up? Okay, man. Lubing the sexy cake. Here's my oil. Douse that sexy cake with a little more oil. Just along the midsection of the whole thing so it doesn't stick on the pan, basically. All right, so we're almost done here. This is exciting. We've got our fantastic pasta salad here. I'm going to give this a little stirry section. Okay, what you can do is let all of the meat ingredients nest and let it cool off. Now what's going to happen is all the flavor of the smoked oysters goes into the dish and makes for an incredible fusion of taste in that pasta, whatever you use, whether you're using tortellini, which has a little cheese in it, pasta shells, rotini. I use butterfly pasta. You can use whatever you want. And you know, I don't even drink other than coffee. Where is my cup of coffee? Oh, here it is. All right, so we'll get the IP camera going another time. Oh yeah, the dill weed's gonna be great. I'm gonna turn the burner off over here. Now everything is off. And I got 2 minutes to start the show. I'm gonna present this without mayonnaise. But you can add mayonnaise to the pasta, or yogurt, or in my case, yogurtaise. But you absolutely have to do that after it's cooled off, okay? Yay! So let me present the dish, and we'll get into the real show and start it up. It's almost Christmas in July here, but it's still June. All right. Lovely jets flying over our house here. All right, this is a pan I don't need. Still has some onions in there. I should grab those. I don't like to let food go to waste, so I'll just put those right on the plate. All right, this is done. I'm presenting the sexy crab cakes. I've got 4 large sexy crab cakes here. There's one. Sexy oyster cakes, I'm sorry, I call them crab. I originally thought of crab when I first did this dish. Now you can press down on these and you can brown them even more than this. But I guarantee this is like a major haul of sexy oysters. Now why do they say sexy oysters? Well, oysters, I would be remiss if I didn't tell you this. Oysters have this amazing effect. It's a yeah, it's, put that in the middle. It's not hallucinogenic. It's, you know the word, aphrodisiac. And I've got some edible nasturtium I'm dressing this plate with, Sarah. Okay. I am serving the dish. Now this can use you can use a little bit of mayonnaise in here if you want. You can add black olives to this. You can serve the sexy hotcakes separately. You can put them on a bed of lettuce. This I add mayonnaise and yogurt to and turns it into a wet cold salad. I actually refrigerate this. And it's good for a few days. Oh. Here's the receipt from the dollar store. Oh, there you go. Only $5. Wow, pretty good deal. Okay, we're going to the other room now, signing off here, and we will upload this video later to my YouTube, David John Sponheim. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be right into the other show. Take care.